Once again, everybody, welcome to the Eric Zane Show Podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Each and every day of the work week. From the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studios, where we do this show. If you want to email me ever, send me a message. Eric at ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Everything on this show is effectively sponsored as much as it can be. That's the way we've kind of done it for the past several years. Seems to work. We'll do it for as long as we can. I hurt my back yesterday. I didn't really talk about it on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. But my back. Ow, hey, my back. Just like our buddy Kenny over there. And I did it in a similar fashion to you. I was running on the treadmill. Of course, you were walking quite a bit slower. I'm guessing. But, yeah, this is messed up. Touch and go here. I might have to take it easy. Because I got on that machine and doing what I normally do. And then at some point I would stop and get like a sip of water out of the water bottle or something. And then as I would get started again back onto the, step back onto the treadmill. I was like, oh, well, that feels a little weird. Huh. Oh, probably nothing. I get off of that thing, and then, within seconds, I can feel it starting to tighten up. I'm like, oh, boy. So I'm walking around the YMCA a little gingerly, more gingerly than normal. By the time I get home, I'm like, fuck, holy shit. And I sat here doing the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, and I don't recall it bothering me much at all. I think this is a minor thing, but could become a problem. I'm told that back pain is something that'll knock you the hell out. I mean, back and tooth, or tooth, as some people say. If you're on the giant slide, you jump. It's like you jump off a roof. You could even lose a tooth. Took some Tylenol. Woke up this morning. Sopranos theme song. I could sense that it wanted to start hurting. I'm like, I got to take it easy. And then now I can feel it. I can feel it. It is left side lumbar area of my back. There is something there. It's not devastating, but it's enough that it's like, just want to crack it. But it's just some type of muscle tight. Something's out of whack there. So many moving parts in the back to think that it. Kenny, thank God that in a year and a half you're going to be so much thinner. You're going to be down to like 180. Planning and scheduling your skin removal surgery. Because I don't know how your little joints and things like that tolerate it. I don't even know how that your body's like, help me, do more DDP yoga, watch less Breaking Bad. Already people are turning on me. Tim writes, if you hurt your back, does that mean Mike Ball is back as a favorite to win the half marathon, even with COVID lungs? Look, let me tell you, I have never been a favorite in that race. I will tell you right now, I could do, if I raced today, I could get that half marathon done in 25 minutes faster than what I did last time. And I'd still lose by 20 minutes. I bet right now I could do a half marathon in an hour and 57 minutes. Now, Mike did it in like a $1:38 last year, I think. I don't recall. So there you go. Now, I have no idea if he has the ability to pull that off now. Even if he's 10 minutes slower, he's still going to beat the shit out of me. Aram turns on me, of course, because he's a devious troublemaker. He says now Eric has an excuse for losing the race. Saucer full of pigs makes a great point. He was never winning. Zane can't get his diet under control. LOL. I'm glad you bring that up because this is how it unfolded last night. I don't have any appropriate food to eat in this house. None. I take it back. I just don't. I'm terrible. Yesterday was don't eat anything and then gorge after the workout. So I was talking about this on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast last night, which was another rousing success. Prior to this very long, very intense workout where I got injured, but did finish the workout. I had 4 Fig Newtons and a granola bar. That's it. The whole day. Did the workout. Got done with the workout. Jumped on the scale. Just before I went and gorged, I was 172.4. That's the lightest I've been in quite some time. And then I went downstairs and had a frozen breakfast burrito heated up for 1 minute in the microwave. Washed it down with the Jimmy Dean's biscuit, egg, and bacon sandwich. Then went for the PB&J and a bagel with butter. Toasted bagel with butter. And then for dessert, a handful of M&Ms. At about 9 p.m., went upstairs, brushed my teeth, and went to bed. That is not eating to win. Joe Stinkpot adds, I enjoyed seeing you and passing you at the Grand Rapids 13.1 last year, Eric. Well, look, I don't even know who you are because of that name. So I don't recall it. Shut up. Tim says we need to have Diana tape pictures of all the Deniac faces on the snack food so Eric will feel nauseous instead of eating it. Tim, with that type of blast that you're firing out there, you better be careful. These people are going to show up at your house. Aha! I know who Joe Stinkpot is now. That is the Pellerito who still listens. Hello, Joe. Good to see that you're still here. You know I love you. I would like to think that you are not trapped in the middle of all of this nonsense. You're probably like, oh boy, I'm just going to pretend I don't know anything. This is terribly awkward. Well, Kenny, I give you credit. 1,800 calories the past 2 days. Good for you. Good for you. So today, I'm a little concerned. I'm going to take it easy. I'm just going to take it easy and try to recover from this. And maybe because tomorrow I have a long run scheduled. I think it's 12. I think it's a 12-miler tomorrow. That would mean I'm taking today off because I don't want to aggravate this worse. I just don't want to get injured to a point where everything is screwed up. But right now, I can feel it. I can definitely feel it. Not great. Saturday evening, I want you all to check this out because it's one of my favorite things to do. In Grand Rapids, this one stretch of road called 28th Street. There's Megan right there. Oh my God, she's involved in this somehow. We were supposed to have our car show this weekend, leading up to the Metro Cruise, but obviously can't do it. We're doing it on September 17th to benefit CASA. But this weekend, 13 miles of cruise road. So, oh my God. People in their awesome cars going down 28th Street. And this is a great event. They started it through Wyoming, Kentwood area. As, the first year was pretty basic, but they have expanded this thing, and it is awesome. If you like classic cars and unique cars and vintage cars and rare cars and hot rods and exotic cars, you basically just set up a lawn chair and then sit along 28th Street and enjoy it all. Food trucks galore. Everybody's just having a great time. And then at the center of it all is this parking lot in a shopping center called Rogers Plaza. Now, if I want you to actually come out to see this because we're doing a TV show with a bunch of vintage, fantastic, exotic cars with fellow longtime broadcaster Kim Carson. This is the second time I've done this. Now, it starts at 7 p.m. right there, Rogers Plaza, 28th Street, Grand Rapids, Michigan. You can't miss it. Show up there, see a bunch of cars, get some food, get something to drink. I don't know if there's booze or not. I don't think there is, but I don't know. There might be a beer tent. I have no idea. Some of you people can't go anywhere without your alcohol because you're a bunch of drunks. But anyway, we're going to have a TV set and a red carpet, and then all these cars are lined up behind the curtain, and then Kim and I are on TV saying, all right, here you go. Here's the Rolls Royce. Kim, what do you know about it? And then she's sitting there and she'll give me and then I interview the owner of the car. It's going to be awesome, man. I'm telling you. And if you can't go, I'm going to try to convince the Queen of the Forest to go with me so she can hang out. Tim says, I might take Zeke to see the cars before his surgery. He's having a surgery. Oh my God. God bless him. Yeah, you'd love it. He'd love it. There's so much activity there. Oh my God. So yeah, I'm looking for. I love doing things on TV. To me, well, first of all, TV is a breeze. It is the easiest thing in the world to do, and I love TV. Okay, the only thing better for an attention-seeking whore like myself who loves to hear his voice heard, the only thing better is having that and a camera. I was made to be on TV. Incredible good looks, over-the-top charisma, charm like you wouldn't believe, and as humble as humanly possible. We all know this. So, to be on... Now, granted, this is Wayne's World TV. But I don't want you to get the idea that Wayne's World TV... local public access is garbage. It's not. It's really not. True, no one watches, and there's no quality programming on it. Well, I take that back. They're probably going to get mad at me for making that comment. But, I mean, honestly, it's not like it's scheduled. It's paid for by the government so that you have a voice. If you want to go on there and say and do a show, you can go to Wyoming Kentwood Public Television or Community Access Television, not public television, and say, hey, I have an idea for a show. And they come like, oh, yeah, what do you want to do? Well, I want to do proctology exams and the benefits of proctology. I'm an expert. And, well, then you can. That's what it's there for. So the government gives them billions of dollars to have state-of-the-art equipment. and they do these shows. Well, this is a big community event, so of course they're gonna be there. So that is what is happening on Saturday. So I'm probably gonna get inundated with the group formerly known as Zaniac hecklers to show up, cause a influx of body odor and drunkenness and debauchery, and that's fine. You can. Security will probably beat you like Rodney King, and that will be fine too. We'll actually put that on TV. They'll probably be there with their dean heads to just wave in my face, and I totally expect that. I am encouraging you to do that. I'm encouraging you to attempt to ruin it for me, because that, frankly, would be hilarious. I would love that. Or just random hecklers, Stevie says. One of her 2 accounts. Hello to you. Soaked in bleach, hissy fitty, whatever you are. Sarah says, didn't you do the car show before, or was that a parade or something? I have done this before. It was the summer before COVID. Sounds like a song by the Beach Boys. It was the summer before COVID. COVID's still here, by the way. It's coming back, and I'm pumped. I am so stoked about that. Tim, boy, wow. He says, if TV adds 15 pounds to your look, what does it do to the nose? You know, Tim, this is what I like about you, is because you're quiet and you're respectful, but you're not afraid to just sucker punch me like that. And you know what? That's a quality of yours. And everybody loves you, and you can do no wrong. And I agree with that. But you are willing to get in there and mix it up. Audio. Check. Video. Hold on. Check. This is what's on WKTV right now. So if you go to WKTV.org and click on Watch Live, you will see the programming. And this is what they're showing now. Look at, she's all surprised. She's happy. These two are walking along, some type of interpretive dance. Wow. Now, you might think to yourself, what the hell is this? And I don't have an answer for you. I guess my question is, who watches this? And also, who goes to this live? I mean, if you're watching it, it's free. But some people paid money to go see this. What type of asshole goes and sees something like this? Man, that's rough. If I was in charge of the local public access TV station, I would make a concerted effort to try to put different shows on that aren't that. I mean, anything. I don't care what. I would go to the high school and say, hey, give me the 3 kids that are always in trouble and class clowns. They can't focus on it. I want the 3 worst ADHD cases in the school. Okay? And I want 5 minutes with them to see where their brains are. And I want to recruit them and put them on. That'll be the morning show. Okay? I would have a show called Fun with Autism, where we take autistic kids who have unbelievable abilities, like Rain Man, and make them stars. And everything would be Eric Zane presents Fun with Autism. WKTV. Eric Zane presents The Worst Behaved Kids. That's the name of the show. And they come up with concepts and they run it by me like, hey, this is what we want to do. We want to go and vandalize cars. Okay. Green light. Go. Josh talks about me criticizing the programming on WKTV. He says this as 35 of us are watching a man talk to us in a dormer above his garage. Fair point. Fair point. Duly noted. All right. So we are off and running on this Friday as we approach 900 shows on the Eric Zane Show Podcast. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you all very much. For those folks who are watching on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I got to cut you loose. The rest of the show happens uninterrupted. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. As simple as clicking on a Facebook feed, but you go to there. Now, you go there, you give yourself a little username like all these fantastic people that are here, and then you click follow. Then you know when I go live. And then if you want to check it out live, fine. If not, that's cool too. You will see some ads during the show if you don't subscribe. If you subscribe, those ads, with the exception of the first one when you click on it, will go away once you subscribe. And you can subscribe for free with your Amazon Prime account. Just click on the red button at twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live and subscribe for free with Amazon Prime. You don't have Amazon Prime, you can throw $5 a month at it. If you do have Amazon Prime, you have to renew manually each month. It doesn't automatically do it. And of course, download the audio podcast. I post it immediately after this show finishes, wherever you download shows. Apple Podcasts, CastBox, Spotify, whatever. It's on all of them. It seems like there's 1 million of it. There's actually more podcast platforms now than there are radio stations in the world. That's a true thing. No, it's not. Okay, so I cut you all loose. Goodbye. Facebook and Twitch, brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. My spot on Twitter at Eric Zane Show, brought to you by Blue Frost IT. And, of course, YouTube, brought to you by Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. Okay, I don't know about you, but I dress like a dick. My wife is constantly like, oh, God, seriously, we gotta start over. So, she's kind of like really bugging me about this. Well, thank God my friends at Trend Him came forward and they said, hey, you should talk about us on your show, and then maybe you can buy some of our stuff, jack off, and not dress like such an asshole. And they're 1,000,000% right. Trend Him has been around since 2007. They offer accessories. So, I'm a work in progress. I need an overhaul on everything. All right. Well, one of the things I'm going to need to take care of is things like accessories. Those are the things that you see on people that just make them look cool as shit, watches, bracelets, cufflinks, ties, sunglasses, belts, stuff that makes you look like a man who cares about his appearance. Because honestly, my wife wants to brag about me, but I look like a fucking extra from the show Charles in Charge, and it's embarrassing. It might be pocket squares you're into, neckties, necklaces, lapel pins, hats, gloves, earrings. They have it all, even suspenders. Okay, so this is awesome. I want you to go to this website. If you or someone you know or love needs some accessories to round out the appearance. Like I said, I got to start completely over, but at some point I got to round out the look. I'm going to Trend Him to buy my stuff. Their thought was they wanted to become the world's go-to destination for men's accessories. Now, I want you to go to this website, all right? You can use my code to save 15%. trnd.hm/Zane. trnd.hm/Zane. With that, you can shop, and when you do shop with that code, my name in there, you will save 15% on your order. So go there and just check it out. You know, do your little online shopping of what you want. They even have beard care for you guys who have those fantastic beards. All of the accessories you could possibly imagine under one web brand. Trend him, trnd.hm/Zane. trnd.hm/Zane. Okay, thank you, Fitbod, for sponsoring the show. All the time that you have your face buried in the phone, isn't it about time that you got something out of it? The Fitbod app on your phone, it tells you what to do when you are ready to work out. Okay, you've made a decision. You finally want to do something. The Fitbod app has everything you need. If you're working out at home, at the gym, with weights, no weights, doesn't matter. This thing is going to get you in shape on a cardiovascular level, heart and lungs, strength, your muscles, your endurance, all of that stuff, and it's going to be fun. You're going to love it. It tracks your fitness, tells you about the goals, how close you are to them, and it modifies itself and the workouts for you based on how you're doing. How? I have no idea. It's that $10,000 word that everybody uses nowadays called algorithm, but this is what I want you to do. This whole thing is free for you to try out, okay? You can try it free at fitbod.me/Zane. Now, if you do fitbod.com, you're going to wreck everything. So don't do that and listen to me for once in your life. Try this for free, fitbod.me/Zane. See for yourself how awesome this is, and my gosh, you're going to get the workouts. Stick with it, okay? You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. You're going to get this done, and I believe in you. You can also get 25% off of your subscription and try out the app for free when you sign up now at fitbod.me/Zane. One more time, 25% off your subscription or try it free at fitbod.me/Zane. Now get after it. Joe Pellerito says, renew yourself manually. Did you really just say that? Well, your mind's in the gutter. Okay? That's an awful thing. All right. There was a fight at Wrigley that I need to break down with you. Aram says, Zaniacs will come back and help us celebrate episode 1000. I don't think they will. They aren't invited. They can show up, I guess. Not at my house, please. Can't have that. All right, let's see here. Man, baseball's been a lot of fights this year at baseball games. Audio, check. Video, check. Okay, check it out. Keep your eye on long-haired guy. Long-haired hippie looks like the lead singer of Fish. Right here. Okay. Lead singer of Fish goes flying. This guy's like, I can't believe what I just saw. This dude here, he's got all he's worried about is his beer cup stacked. They're trying to make a giant snake. This chick's like, I can't believe what I just saw. Oh, my God. This fucking Machine Gun Kelly is trying to help the lead singer of Fish get back on his feet and get back in the fight. I don't know if that's going to happen. I like the reaction. Oh, you got to love Wrigley because you can get away with this. There's no seat backs in the bleachers. So you take a good hard shove or a kick, you will go that far. Oh, yeah. The lead singer of Fish here, he can't even walk. Meanwhile, Kid and Play, who works for the Cubs, is trying to calm this guy down. And I don't know if this guy really wants to get back in the fight. This dude over here, he's shooting video. This grandpa is like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Holy shit. Look at this. All these beer cups here. This is why I don't ever want to be at a sporting event or a concert. Yeah, look at this guy. He's really going to be active in breaking up this fight. It's like every one of these employees that works for the Cubs is, massively out of shape. A prereq is to look like they're actually pregnant. So you got fat fuck 1, fat fuck 2, some chick who's got her pants pulled up to her tits. And then this nerd who looks like the idiot on Breaking Bad driving around in the Hummer. And then 85-year-old guy who looks a little bit younger than me. Lead singer of Fish is like, hey, come on, let me get back at him. And here comes fucking Bam Bam Bigelow's kid into the mix. Hey, my Thai guy is trying to keep the peace. This chick up here laughing her ass off. She don't care. She's thinking about dick. This guy, having so much fun. Look at dude, drunk fuck with the beer cups, hanging on for dear life. He is so hammered. Holy shit. He does. Look at him. He's like, I don't even know where I'm at. Thank God my Thai guy is here. Fish guy is he wants to kick my Thai guy's ass. Bigelow is being held back by some chick with an Eric nose. Or Fish guy is being held back by chick with Eric nose. My Thai guy is like, look at all these great bracelets I have on my hands. Holy shit. This dude, he's having the time of his life. Everything's cool now. Everything's cool. That's it. Everyone's like, okay, it's over. It's all right. He went flying. After that, everybody calmed the fuck down. Oh, here's a picture of that guy's ass. I think they sent him on his way. But how great was that initial push? The subsequent reaction. Hey, here you go. Oh. Look at you. Yeah, it's like he went flying. And then that was it. He's like, shit, I think I've had enough. My back is broken in 10 places. I gotta go home. Oh. Yeah, so not a ton after that, but still pretty great to see. That was Cubs fans and Cardinals fans. Pujols, no more home runs. You'd have heard about it. God, I hope he hit 700. Done without steroids. I'm pretty sure that Pujols has never taken steroids. I'm sure he's been tested. But, for him to get to 700 in the final year of his 22-year baseball career in St. Louis, it's kind of like baseball is like, hey, look, our game sucks. So I'm going to give every pitcher $1 million. We're going to give every pitcher $1 million if they serve one up for him and tell him, hey, I'm going to throw a 30-mile-an-hour fastball right in your zone, just a little high, a little out of the strike zone, and I want you to knock the shit out of it. That's what I predict that'll happen. Baseball loves these moments. Somebody's going to serve him up. They're going to serve him up for him, and so the final at bat, final game of the season, Pujols is gonna get that record. I predict it. You can see it coming. Ram says he was always a big player. He didn't blow up during the steroid period, and that is true. In fact, I watched his first clip of his first home run 22 years ago. And he looks the same. I mean, first of all, he hasn't really aged. He was always gigantic. So I'm pretty sure he's been clean throughout his career. That's what Saucer Full of Pigs is saying. It's insulting to bring up steroids and Albert Pujols in the same sentence. Yeah, my apologies. Didn't mean to insult him. But absolute legend. Absolute legend. Great, great player. All right. I have the Patreon bonus podcast going on today. Last one of this incredible work week. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. And you want to be part of it, you have to go there. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Okay. And you sign up there. And then for just $5 or $10 a month, you get hours and hours of programming for you while you do whatever it is you do to pass the time at work. You know, if you're allowed to do what you do and listen, that's great. I try to give you as much content as you can handle. You're looking on average of, 25 hours divided by 5. What is that? I think that's 5 hours a day on average I'm sending your way, which is more than you'll find on any radio program. And I'm glad to do it. I'm glad to be in here doing what I do, and I'm just happy that you support the show. The Patreon is commercial free. I don't have any local ads on it, so it is supported 100% by you, the audience. And that is how I eat. That is how we've been able to survive for nearly 4 years, nearly 900 shows on both the free podcast and an additional 900 on the Patreon. That's a lot of podcasting. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Thank you to my friends at Berlin Raceway. The World of Outlaws Racing will be there this weekend, Saturday, at Berlin Raceway. I'll be giving away tickets a little later on today. I put a post on there. That is the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Models, I should say. That's who will be in town this weekend. Also, the Coors Light Sportsman Series and the Auto Value 4-cylinder racers will be out there. The George Keane Memorial. I don't know who George is, but I have a feeling he is at the racetrack in the sky. George, this is my I don't know this person eulogy on the Eric Zane Show podcast. George is obviously was a wonderful soul because he's got a race named after him. And no doubt a lot of people loved him and loved what he did for racing. So we have a race named after George Keane on Saturday. I'm sure they'll be talking about it at the track. That is a NASCAR home track, and you can get tickets for just $12 at berlinraceway.com. Parking is free. Under 15, free. Beers are cheap. Food's cheap. There's a bar. Like the race gets done, you go down to the bar. There's a band playing there. People are making love on the dance floor. It's awesome. berlinraceway.com. They're making love on the dance floor. Excuse me. Almost threw up. Blue Frost IT dropped by there yesterday at Blue Frost IT to pick up the laptop that they serviced for our beloved youngest child, Madison, who turned 20 this week. She is moving in back to college, year 2 of, 4, on schedule for 4. And I had to pick up the computer from Blue Frost IT because they had to do a little examination of it. Make sure that everything is working the way it should be. BlueFrostIT.com. If you or your small business needs any type of tech help, that's who you call. 616-200-8550. Online at BlueFrostIT.com. The mortgage person of choice, mortgage people of choice on this show. If you're listening, no matter where you are in the U.S., with the exception of South Carolina, Maine, Alaska, and Hawaii, please consider at least reaching out to to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. NMLS number 3035 231-332-6505. Whether this is your 10th mortgage you've ever gotten or your first, hey, congrats, a first-time homeowner is going to happen. Get that mortgage ahead of time. Whether the credit is great, whether the credit is a little wonky, Mario can help you. There will be some people who cannot get help at this time. That's happened. Joe Blow calls up, says, hey, Mario, I want a mortgage. Okay, what's your current financial situation? Well, I got $400,000 in credit debt, and I make $3,000 a year. My credit score is 11. Okay, I can't help you. That does happen. Some folks that are on the fence, it might be like, well, let me help you. This is what Mario would do. Let me help you pay down some of that debt, and then I think I can get you a mortgage. Not a great mortgage, but I can get you a mortgage. Once you get into that, you pay on it on time for a series of months. Your credit score improves. You get another mortgage, a better mortgage, lower percentage rate. That's how that works. Or if you want to pay off credit cards, get money out of your existing home, pay off the credit cards, and pay 5% on the money you borrowed rather than the 25% to the credit card company. Thank you, Mario Flores, Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Well, there's a trend coming back in schools. Springfield, Missouri. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah writes, sign up for Patreon, people. The Ben and Eric podcast is worth it alone. Before I get to the story, Madison is going back to college. Year 2 of 4. We get through this year, okay, because, college is expensive, and I'm working very hard trying to ensure that she doesn't have to take any loans. That is the goal. Hold on, I got to block this guy who's throwing us spam. That is the goal. It's not easy. Got to work my ass off. That's okay. I'm up for it. Nobody works harder than Eric Zane. I'll work circles around your ass. Once we get by year 2, get past, like a day past the halfway point, then I'll be like, okay, you've made it this far. You've worked too hard to give up now. Pedal to the metal. Every penny I make goes towards school and weddings. If you have daughters, this is a reality. Daughters like big, fancy, expensive weddings. Mine, no exception. With paying for the school and vet bills, of course. That goes without saying. Paying for the school, okay, that's tough. But that's the way it is. And then Jackie is like, no. Hey, Dad, you want to help us with planning the wedding? I go, yeah, of course. Okay, plan on opening your checkbook. My approach during wedding planning has been just say yeah and smile. You know it's getting expensive when Jackie says, are you sure? Are you sure you want to pay for this? She's like trying to talk me out of it. I'm like, yeah, oh, sure. The wedding is November 19th. Fast approaching. November 19. Oh, my God. I already have my speech written. It's written. It's done. It's all up here. I haven't actually put pen to paper, but I got it down. I don't need a script. I don't need notes. None of that shit. I got it down. It's going to be awesome. I said to Jackie, I go, word of advice. This is the only advice I've given her in this whole process. She goes, what's that? I go, you don't want anybody following me. She's like, why? I go, well, first of all, any one of your maids of honor, and I think she has two. My daughter, Madison, is one, and I think a friend is another. I go, first of all, everyone's going to be very concerned about how they do, because there has never been a... No, I take it back. I did hear one excellent speech at Justin's sister's wedding. That was a good one. So it's rare, but it does happen, but it's very rare when a maid of honor says a speech that isn't just full of inside jokes and that no one understands, and it's just boring and shit, and they just end up crying and hanging on to each other. I go, you don't want anybody following me. She goes, why? I said, because I'm the best. Okay? I'm the absolute best at this. If anybody follows me, they're going to be pissed. Sarah says the father of the bride should go last. Well, there you go. It works out perfectly. So I'm going to crush that shit. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. Sarah says you're going to cry. I don't know about that. Maybe. I mean, as you know, I do cry on mic, on camera. That's happened many times. Hadn't happened in a while. I think last time I did it was when my mother died. But I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, Stick Swim Champ is in attendance. I see you. Eric's going to get himself a 600-second ban from the wedding for pop-off guy's speech. Are you suggesting I would have the old school drop machine? I have one. Can you imagine? You gonna drop some weight, you fat ass? Wow, that would be fantastic. Or you know what I should do? I should just have Ben there to play drops while I'm doing the speech. Oh, my God, would that be fantastic? Holy shit. Oh, you mean anal? Will your speech be sponsored? The drop looks like a monster. Fuck. Fun to talk about in this room. Probably not going to happen. Adam S. says, my dad gave a mini speech at my wedding. He was supposed to lead a prayer, but the retired pastor in him could not help himself. The drop. Okay, this is why cripples are not cool. Peter Griffin, great drop. Those are drops that aren't heard anymore. Those are drops that made that show, oh, fuck, those type of reactions. Can you just please die of AIDS? I think it was Louis C.K. Those are great drops. Peanut butter AIDS candy. Oh, God. All right. I didn't even want to get into that, but I just wanted to, I don't even know how I got into that, but who cares? Still fun to think about those things. I started to open up this story, but I got to get into it now because I want to talk about it with Rick in a few minutes for Trigger Time with Rick from TC Paintball. Oh, I almost forgot again. if Maid of Honor starts crying, you could play Peter Griffin. Wah! I'm sad about stuff. Wah! All great suggestions. You guys are fun. Springfield, Missouri, a school district there, has announced they're going to start doing something that makes me very happy. Hitting kids. Man, nothing put the fear of God in me more than when Mr. Cracknell, I was called down to the office. And I loved it. I mean, I was probably, let's see, it was elementary school. So, I don't know. How old are you when you're in? Okay, my elementary school went to 6th grade. So, 6 years old in 1st grade, 7 in 2nd, 8 in 3rd, 9 in 4th, 10 in 5th. So, I couldn't have been more than 11 years old. And I did, oh my God. I was going up to the kids with asthma and banging the erasers together and to get them to cough violently, to try to get them to have an asthma attack. Kristen Grabowski and Jenny Markuzik were like, I'm like, yeah, fucking bitch. Take this shit. Fuck you. You know? And Palo sees me doing it. He goes, all right, out. And I go down to the office. And the fact that the principal's name is Cracknell. I mean, that's a name. I mean, that if you're a principal Cracknell, you know he's going to beat the shit out of you. I get into there and he pulls out a something like this. You can see it on the live stream. A board like that with holes in it so that you could get up more speed. There was like less wind drag on it. And I sit down in front of Cracknell. And he says, all right, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to give you an option. I'm either sending a note home with your mom to your mom and dad. They have to sign it. Or you're going to take, or I'm going to hit you. 3 hits. I said, I'll take the hits. He's all right. Bend over. And I got my tight as fuck tough skins. My Trax tennis shoes, and I'm all bent over. And you know, the pants aren't loose at all. So it's just really, you know, tight kid ass, ready to get pounded by Cracknell. And he hit the shit out of me. And he goes, 1, 2, 3 is violent. And he rolls up his sleeves beforehand. First he takes off his jacket. Goes, all right, bend over. I'm like, oh, fucking shit. And he goes, all right, now get out of here. Never a problem again. It's awesome. It's the way you do it. The school district in Missouri has announced it's going down. We're going to start hitting kids. And this is, okay, maybe we're getting to a point now where the pendulum is swinging back the other way. And this is what needs to happen. We need to start beating these children. But the story indicates there is a parental caveat. Cassville School Superintendent Merlin Johnson said he did not take the job a year ago with a plan to reinstate corporal punishment. They haven't done that since 2001. But it has something that has happened on my watch, and I'm okay with it. Cassville's a small town with a population just under 4,000 people near the Arkansas border. So these are hill people. Parents were recently notified of a policy approved in June by the school board to once again allow spanking in school, but only as a last resort and with written permission from the parents. Each family will be asked to opt in or opt out. Now, some of us here might be far removed from raising children. Some of us may never have had children. But if you're at a spot in your life where you have children that are of age, you know you do want them beaten. Because you're in the shit, okay? You're in a horrible spot. I've said this before, all kids are assholes. So as parents, we just tolerate them. And some people fall through the cracks and do an Andrea Yates on their kids. But we need to have compassion for them. But most of us don't kill our kids. So I'm guessing they have full compliance. Majority of people that I've run into have been very supportive, according to the superintendent. It's described as a very traditional community, which means stupid hill people. Any community described as very traditional in southwest Missouri, these are hill jacks. These are like all the areas where I live. I mean, my God, if you looked at Borculo and Dorr and Wayland and all of Allegan County and Berry County, these are all filthy, poor, ugly, uneducated slobs who we love. Okay? And these are the people that beat their kids, and they make better people because of it. And so we need to embrace that. That's what it's kind of like the mix that we're in. Woke assholes and tough as fuck hill people whose kids have mullets, which, by the way, that's coming back big time, the mullet. Parents have said, why can't you hit my kid? And we're like, well, we can't. We don't have a policy that supports that. And the parents are like, and he said there had been conversations with parents, and there had been requests from the parents for us to look into it. You need to start hitting my kids, is what they've been saying. Johnson said families in Cassville have reacted differently from others on social media from outside the area. We've had people actually thank us for it. He said, surprisingly, those on social media would probably be appalled to hear us say these things. The majority of people that I've run into have been supportive. He added, we respect the decision of every parent, whatever decision they make. Is corporal punishment legal? The article asked that question. In 1977, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled school corporal punishment was constitutional, which left the decision to permit it up to each state. Missouri is one of the 19 states where corporal punishment is allowed. The other states that allow it, Arkansas, Kansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Alabama, Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, and Wyoming. Wow. I think I could have predicted every single one of those states. Like if someone said, hey, there's 19 states that allow corporal punishment. Can you guess which ones they are? I think I might have had a shot at that. Let's see. Is there anything more to this I need to cover? The corporal punishment policy includes paddle spanking. Hold on a second. Let me back up here. The road to corporal punishment in Cassville started with an anonymous third-party survey of school employees, parents, and students. So it asked, hey, you can remain anonymous. Do you want to beat children? And they all went, yes. They actually wrote, fuck yes. All three groups identified student behavior and discipline issues as a high concern. We started generating ideas on what we could do, and corporal punishment was one of the ideas, he said. Johnson said that to his surprise, there was more interest than expected in what he called an old-fashioned disciplinary measure. They should go a step further and record each incident and like play it in the halls. Here's little Billy getting the shit kicked out of him. That'll add a little insult to the injury. In June, the Cassville School Board approved a policy that allows the use of corporal punishment, but only when all other disciplinary alternative measures have failed. It will be administered only by a principal. They probably have a picture of Cracknell behind them as the pioneer of this. In the presence of a witness and never inflicted in the presence of other students. Well, hell, they did that in the 70s. When it becomes necessary to use corporal punishment, it shall be administered so that there can be no chance of bodily injury or harm. Striking a student on the head or face is not permitted. The only corporal punishment allowed is swatting the buttocks with a paddle. Perfect. Asked how many swings are allowed, Johnson said only one, possibly two for the younger students and up to three for the older students. We are going back to 1976. Holy shit. The policy also requires the principal who approved the corporal punishment to report the reason and details to the superintendent. No one is jumping up and down and saying we want to do this because we like to paddle kids. That's a lie. This is not the reason that we would want to do this. Another lie. But he has to say that. But he said students respond different ways to discipline. Johnson said the district employs a wide range of disciplinary approaches, starting with relationship building and positive reinforcement for good behavior. Detention and in-school and out-of-school suspensions are also options. I want to know what you got to do wrong to get the paddle, though. You have to, like, rape someone? I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, we got to be specific. And I don't like the idea of you got to get detention before you get hit. No. You get caught doing something, you should have the shit kicked out of you right then and there. All right, it is time for Trigger Time with Rick from TC Paintball. Let's bring him in here and see what he thinks about all this. I gotta sing a stupid song to start.
You look so amazing in that sundress.
Oh, my God. Welcome, Rick. How are you?
Good morning, Eric Zane. What's happening?
Hey, how's your health? Any injuries to speak of?
Just that nagging knee thing I got going on. Nothing else, though.
Yeah, I noticed you had didn't even think for a second about a battle royale at paintball. You're like, fuck that. I don't want, no way.
I'm picking my spots right now. I'm not done, but I'm picking my spots.
Hey, I know I know what you're referencing there. As you get older, getting old sucks. There's no question.
I ain't thinking about it, man.
I know it, and I'm feeling it right now. My back is hurting like hell. So and I don't even know what I did. It's just started hurting for some reason. So
I think we get complacent, right? We sit around and you don't stretch all the muscles you're supposed to stretch, and it catches up to you.
Are your mom and dad still with us?
My mom is not. She died of cancer, but my dad is. My dad's alive and kicking. I've been playing golf with him once a week lately.
Is he wiry?
Is he wiry?
You know, like
he always had a kind of a beer belly on him my whole life, and he got skinnier as he got older. He's not. I wouldn't call him wiry though. I think you got to be a certain height to be considered wiry.
There's a guy at the gym who was in Vietnam, and I've actually talked about him before. His name's Jimmy, and he was a swift boat. He would ride in a swift boat down rivers in Vietnam and shoot people, and then he became a cop in like one of the local agencies, and he's absolutely ripped. I think he's like 75 years old, and oh my God, like 5'11", probably 180 pounds of pure sinew and muscle. I look up to that. I look up to that type of guy.
That's dedication, man. I mean, if you can do that later in life, it gets harder and harder as you get older. If you can do that later in life, that is awesome. I look up to him, too. I don't even know the guy.
You know, being that you are a purveyor of a entertainment destination in West Michigan, have you wondered if this is going to be all that you're going to do until you retire?
Well, first of all, I gotta consider that term you used, purveyor. I never considered myself a purveyor at all, but I guess that fits.
I think that's appropriate.
I've often thought that when you go into a counselor's office in high school and they ask you what you want to be when you grow up, when you're 16, 17, 18 years old, who the hell knows at that point? There's so much life to live that you kind of got to figure out who you are in your mid and early 20s or your early and mid and even late 20s to figure out, what direction you got to go. So I don't know. I mean, I'm 48 and I don't know what I want to be when I grow up yet. I don't know.
Well, you got to figure at 48, you're not 100, but you're thinking about when you're 60 something, you're probably going to wrap it up, right?
I don't know. I know right now, and I think about that because I've had offers on my building, and my building has increased in value since I moved into it. So there's a little bit of equity there. And I'm like, at what point do you do it? But I'm not done building what I'm building yet. I still want to see what this can become, and I'm not there yet. So I don't know. I guess I'm still motivated to keep doing it.
Is there a spot to put like another paintball field outside?
Is there what?
Is there room for another paintball field outside?
Not here on site, but the one market, there's not just one market I haven't tapped, but a market that I haven't tapped is big scenario games where you get several hundred people or even thousands of people against thousands of people, kind of reenacting a famous battle of some type. Or that's something where you can make you can have a lot of people at one time. You can make a lot of money at one time, and you need a big area to do it. We're pretty efficient with the 7 acres I have here in Walker, but if I could get myself a 50 to 80 acre spot that's less than an hour away from town, I could have several of those games a year, and that would be awesome. And that's something that I've kind of dabbled in searching for, and if I get wind of something that's available, I check it out and maybe crunch some numbers and see if that's a direction I want to go. But that's definitely something I want to tap into.
Maybe if you could think about it, imagine if, like, for example, it was way up north, like, because in Grayling you can get land for about $1,300 an acre. And if you had that vast space with camping, and every quarter you had a mass festival type of paintball event with music, food, you know what I mean? And people sleeping there on site. And so you know what I mean? Does that sound rough?
When you say that, I'm thinking people dying at Electric Forest.
Oh, okay. You're thinking Woodstock 99.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, maybe not. All right. Well, anyway, that's my grandiose thing that just popped into my head. So we just got done talking about corporal punishment. They're bringing it back in Springfield, Missouri. I think I know where you stand on this. I don't know if you read the article, but parents are signing off on it, and they're going to start hitting kids with a paddle.
I'm really surprised. I'm surprised to read that article, and I think it's awesome. I think it's absolutely awesome because I think we need physical discipline. It really surprises me in the woke society that we live in that this is a thing and it's actually happening and not just getting talked about. But I think, parents are signing off on it. So I don't know that there's a negative to this unless you got an overzealous teacher. But I think kids need to be put back in their place. And, I have a couple of kids and they definitely need to be put back in their place. So I think overall it's a good thing. And I can't believe it's happening. That's wild.
Yeah, I think I didn't realize it because when I looked at the article that it's in the power of the states. 19 states allow it. They're all South and Southwest states. Some are Midwest states like Idaho and places like that. But, parents are overwhelmingly like, oh, thank God my kid's going to get the hell kicked out of him.
Yeah, but what's the opposite? What's the other move? Just kind of let them do what they're doing right now and tell them everything's okay and here's a ribbon for participating. We got to toughen up a little bit. What do you think? What is your opinion on it?
No, I agree with you. I'm on the same page. Swatting the kid on the butt is I think a bigger deterrent than anything else. Corporal punishment is a huge deterrent. Nobody likes to get hit.
But, I don't think you have to once they know that it's a possibility. Just the threat of it. It's like what they say when you whip a small dog and when it gets older, it just remembers. I think if they know that that's a possibility, they know there's consequence to their action. I think that's huge. You got to have consequence to your action. Otherwise, you just float along and get your student debt forgiven and society sucks. Well,
it's the same principle as when like the bully's picking on you and then you finally break his jaw. He's not going to bother you anymore.
That's exactly right.
Did you ever get hit in school?
I've been hit in school, yeah. There's been a few times where we had to work things out.
So, no, I meant like a teacher.
Oh, no. But my parents did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my mom was really slow, and she chased me around with a ladle or a spoon or something.
Yeah.
But occasionally she'd corner
My
me.
mom had a broom. Yep.
Oh, my God. The viciousness that which she would swing that, it was criminal because if she ever got you into a corner, it was like, Game of Thrones. She's going to bash you in the face with it. Holy fuck. But, yeah, that was I cannot believe the shit I put my parents through. God. Kids, I was an ass. I still am. Such assholes,
Oh, I know. And I see it in my kids' face, too. They look at me like I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm sure I looked at my parents the same exact way. And I beg to differ. I do know what I'm talking about because I lived in their shoes. So I know when they're trying to get away with shit. And I know that, they think they know what's best for them. And you can't teach them. They got to learn it on their own. It's kind of frustrating.
How old are your kids again?
My son is almost 11 and my daughter's almost 7.
Oh, my God. You're so dead.
No, I know. Yeah. And my daughter's a little diva, so I am in for it when she gets to be of age.
So when she's 17, you'll be knocking on the door of 60.
Oh, Jesus.
I
hadn't thought of it that way.
You're fucked. You are so fucked. Oh, my God.
I'm looking forward to that.
I know. This is great. Okay. Did you see that video of the fight at the Cubs-Cardinals game?
Yes, I did.
How about that?
That was kind of wild. But, it's not really surprising. You see it all the time at any big sport event where they're serving alcohol.
Dude, I hate sporting events. I hate concerts. How about you?
Oh, I love concerts.
You do?
And part of I've been going to concerts my whole life. Part of the love for it, I think, is because they were taken away from us for a while when we couldn't get together. I love concerts. I don't think you see it as often as a concert. You do. You got the mosh pit and stuff, but you got angry sports fans that are just, they're all in. And don't get me wrong, I'm a sports fan. I'm a big Lions fan. I've been a sports fan of different sports my entire life. So I buy into the, kind of the mini nationalism that we have with sports teams. But when you look at the big picture of it, it's kind of silly, really. When we really buy into these teams that have a bunch of players on them from all over the world, and or all over the country anyway, and there's no real loyalty. But we really buy into that logo and the team colors, don't we?
Yeah, and who knows how this one started? How they all? I'm sure it's all alcohol related.
100%.
But have you ever been in any type of brawl, where you have to kind of have your head on a swivel and people are just throwing punches randomly? Have you ever done that?
Maybe not a big brawl, like a riot type situation. I got into a little scuffle at an Applebee's one point. I think it was in my 20s or 30s. I think there was another one too. Oh, yeah, there was another one that was I was friends with a guy that was having issues with another guy. They were fighting over the same chick, and I got a little bit involved in that.
Let's go back to the Applebee's one. Was it with a stranger or was it a person in your group?
So we used to hang out at an Applebee's, and I was dating one of the bartenders, and me and my buddies thought we owned the place because we hung out there all the time. And some other wise guys came in, and they were drinkers and loud and obnoxious too. And we thought, wait a minute, this is our place to be loud and obnoxious, not yours. So we had to go outside and figure it out for a minute.
Okay, now, is it like one of you walks up and says, hey, you're being too loud? How does it escalate?
We noticed each other because I think we were sitting at the bar talking shit. They were sitting at a table talking shit. I think they went outside and came back in and kind of patted us on the back. And I guess we figured that was how they crossed the line. So we just all decided we were going to go figure it out outside.
Okay. That sounds like such a guy thing to do. Holy shit.
I know. Looking back on it, it was so stupid.
It is.
We're just there to drink and hang out, and we're throwing punches at each other.
God, people are dumb. When we're young, we're just dumb. Hell, our wives would say we're dumb all the time.
There's no doubt.
You've been watching Hard Knocks? I might have asked you this before.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I'm a big Lions fan, and I haven't decided to tune in yet. Football season started for my kids' team, and I've been wrapped up with that and paintball and everything else. So I haven't been able to sit down and do it yet.
Okay, so be careful because when you watch it, your optimism is going to go over the top. Your optimism for the team is going to...
That's one of the reasons I think I'm avoiding it, because I get optimistic about the Lions every year, and 99 times out of 100 we're let down at some point. either right away or a little bit into the season. So I'm trying not to get too optimistic, but I love what's going on with Dan Campbell.
Honestly, I'm getting to a point now where I'm starting to they're going to win all their games and win the Super Bowl because the show.
You're Kool-Aid drunk.
It's terrible. I am Kool-Aid drunk. And that's what the show has done for me. And I'll tell you this, the one thing I will say about it, you know how sometimes you might see a team like the Lions are known to make dumb penalties and false starts and shoot themselves in the foot at the worst time possible. And you wonder if the coaches ever even yell at the players or what they do in practice. Well, that is put to rest because you would not believe the shit that these guys say to these people in practice, to these grown men. My God, it's like, holy fuck. They just treat these guys. They're so fucking mean to them. It's incredible.
It's interesting too, right? Because I think as you're a youth and adolescent athlete growing up, you kind of need that. You kind of need that structure. But then you get to where you're dealing with 20, 30 year olds that are grown ass men.
Yeah.
Those guys don't necessarily, they've always been the alpha in their situation. So those guys don't want to be talked to that way. So I think, managing those professional athletes, I think, is a job in and of itself. When guys go from college and they're dealing with kids that just come out of high school, and then they're a great college coach and they want to go try their hand at the NFL and it doesn't work out. It's a completely different dynamic you're dealing with. You're going from 19 to 23-year-olds, and now you're dealing with 25 to 35-year-old millionaires.
Right.
What a completely different dynamic you've got to deal with at that point.
There's a guy on the Lions. He's a rookie. His name is Malcolm Rodriguez, and they cover him a lot in the show. And he's a rookie linebacker. I don't even know where he's from, but he was a late, fourth or fifth, maybe sixth-round draft pick. And he's done so well that he's taking reps with the first and second team. So he's really bounced ahead of players that are have much more seniority than him. And the coach has a meeting. Linebacker coach has a meeting with all the linebackers, including the rookie. Okay, and he says to all these veterans, "I am sick and tired of congratulating this rookie. Fuck this rookie. Why is he better than you?" Can you imagine how bad they would feel if he says that to them?
There might be some behind-the-doors hazing after that happens.
Yes, that's what I thought, too. He goes, "Rodrigo's great, and he's beating your ass." Oh, no.
Well, Campbell's a motivator, Yeah. I mean, he's reading. I want to believe that he's reading the temperature of the room and using the tactic he thinks is going to work.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome. Okay, what are you doing this weekend? You hosting anybody? What's going on?
So normally we would be at that Metro Cruise. We usually do a booth there.
Oh.
We do I bring my big 24-foot trailer. We set up a shooting range in there, and we've done that event for years. But this year, in fact, I was planning on it up until 2 days ago. We were planning on doing it, and I just don't have the staff to do it. We're way too busy at my facility this weekend. I got too much going on. So I had to break the news to those guys at Metro Cruise, who are great to work with, that we're not able to make it this year. But we'll be back next year. So we almost crossed paths this weekend. I just can't make it happen.
I had some sponsor-on-sponsor crime going this week as Troy Ginzer from Tag Accounting's son had a paintball event at your facility. And I don't know if he made himself known, but he sent me a picture of the cornhole boards at your place.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. No, I wasn't here anyway for it, but, I have a lot of staff that takes care of that stuff when I'm not here. I wasn't aware of it, but I'd be interested to know, what he thought, how my staff treated him, and, what he thought of the experience. That helps us.
Here, I'm going to try to bring him in. How's that sound?
Great.
Okay, hold still. T R O. Okay, I'm going to bring him in here. Oops. I almost had him. Okay, hang on. Don't go anywhere. I can't read upside down. Troy. There we go. It's going to go silent for a second. This is probably a bad idea. All momentum is lost at this point.
Hello.
Nah, it didn't work.
Didn't work?
Nah, I went to voicemail. Well, anyway.
It's that strong Eric Zane Show podcast technology.
Yeah, my cell phone. Okay. Well, real good. I appreciate you as always. Give my best to the family and all the is Tom still there? Or Tom I didn't see Tom there last time. Is Tom still with you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's here. He forces me to give him a day off every week. I don't know how it is.
All right, buddy. Hey man, real good. Take care and I'll talk to you again.
I will talk to you soon. Thank you very much.
All right, there you go, Rick from TC Paintball. Woo! Another edition of Trigger Time with Rick from TC Paintball. Always fun. All right. Ben Shapiro is a conservative talk show host, I guess. Podcast, video. He does everything. I don't know a ton of stuff about Ben Shapiro other than right wing. So if that's your thing, whatever. I've never heard him. People send me clips from time to time. I don't know shit about him. All I know is he looks like he's about 11 years old. There he is. People love this. People on the right love this guy. In fact, I would say people on the left love to hate that guy. I don't know. Don't care. The story goes, though, there is a, remember that we used to reference radio camp? Once a year, you go to some place and all the radio shows that sign up. It's a scam is what it is. There's an event called Morning Show Boot Camp where radio shows get together and drink. And you got to pay a ton of money to join it. I never got anything out of any of those. But if they ask me to speak, I'll do it. Podcast movement is the same thing, but much bigger. Much, much bigger. And this year, it's a conference in Dallas. So people get together. They have speakers, and there's booths lined up. It's another scam. Who was it? Who did I talk to about going to that? Jason Thierry, who does a podcast. He's like, oh, man, you got to go to podcast movement. I go, well, what is it? Well, you pay a ton of money to go and hang out with other podcasters. Yeah? Yeah, you got to pay for your hotel and your airfare and your food. It's thousands of dollars, but it's so worth it. I go, well, what are you talking about? I know everything there is to know about this. Why would I go and do that? There's no one in any of those shows that knows more about this than I do. So why would I tell them what I know? Especially key is the part about being humble. I don't want to tell them that. I'm trying to keep a straight face during these jokes, but I think I'm actually starting to believe them. Organizers of podcast movement in Dallas, Texas are in trouble. And they are in a very embarrassing way taking responsibility for, quote, the harm they caused by Ben Shapiro being at the conference. Now, Ben Shapiro works for the Daily Wire. It's a podcast network. Daily Wire had a booth there at this stupid event. Thousands of people are there. Shapiro's not speaking. He's not hosting anything. He's not doing his show live. He's standing there. Hey, how you doing? Sure, I'll take a picture with you. Pretty big name, Ben Shapiro. Well, people saw that. Here's a quote. As a trans person, as a queer person, as someone with a uterus, this does not make me feel welcome, and this does not make me feel safe. One attendee posted on Twitter after sharing a picture of Ben Shapiro standing around with his hands in his pockets. Come on. This is starting to sound like it's un-American. He can go there if he wants to. He didn't do anything wrong by showing up there. You may not like I have no idea what the fuck he says on the show. I don't give a shit what he says on the show. If he's not breaking any laws, he can go there and do whatever the fuck he wants. He could do a podcast called I Hate Trans People Podcast, and he can say whatever the fuck he wants. Shut up. Jesus. And I love trans people. But quit being a fucking twat. Podcast Movement, a major annual conference for the podcast industry, issued a profuse apology on Thursday after attendees complained that Shapiro was spotted at the event near the Daily Wire booth. In response to the complaints, Podcast Movement issued several tweets Thursday apologizing. They apologized. They're sorry that Shapiro was permitted to be there. Hi, folks. We owe you an apology. Before sessions kick off for the day, yesterday afternoon, Ben Shapiro briefly visited the expo near the Daily Wire booth. Though he was not registered or expected, we take full responsibility for the harm done by his presence. That sounds terrible. They also said, there's no way around this. We agreed to sell the Daily Wire a first-time booth based on the company's large presence in podcasting. The weight of that decision is now painfully clear. Shapiro is a co-founder. A drop-in, however unlikely, should have been considered a possibility. Those of you who called this unacceptable are right. The conference organizers continued. In 9 wonderful years growing and celebrating this medium, Podcast Movement has made mistakes. The pain caused by this one will always stick with us. We promise that sponsors will be more carefully considered moving forward. They're only saying that because they got caught. And they didn't really get caught. I mean, who gives a shit? Why can't we have it where, I guess the pendulum isn't completely swinging over the other side? I wish Podcast Movement would have said, yeah, tough shit. Go up to him and punch him in the mouth if you don't like him. Okay? Who cares? Deal with it, you fucking pansy. Just to clarify, no, the Daily Wire representatives were scheduled to appear on panels, and Shapiro remained in the common space. He did not have a badge. If you have questions, we're here to talk. Thank you for reading. We hope you'll continue to join us from here on out. The apology and the statement that Shapiro inflicted harm by merely existing in the same space as those who disagree with his politics drew backlash from conservatives and other content creators. That would be me. I would say that that's all bullshit. Shapiro himself mocked Podcast Movement and retweeted many of the replies from people floored by the absurdity of the situation. Shapiro said, Podcast Movement is actually threatening my right to exist. This is erasure, which I don't know what that means. I guess it means just making them disappear. Erasure. Wasn't that a band in the 80s? Erasure. This person wrote, you sound like completely insane people. What in the world is wrong with you? This from Molly Hemingway, a writer. Is this a joke? You couldn't tolerate Ben freaking Shapiro? Are you a child? An anti-Semite? An anti-Semitic child? No, I don't think it's that. I think they just don't like his politics. How do you function in society if you can't tolerate Ben Shapiro? I don't know about Ben Shapiro. Does he? What does he say that's so bad? I mean, well, obviously, he must have made some comments that are not exactly welcoming to trans people or queer people, which I sure don't like that. Imagine putting on a podcast expo and learning one of the most successful podcasters on the planet has showed up. Normal, sane professionals would be thrilled. These guys cowered to the fragile feelings of leftists who hate Shapiro. See, that's the thing. People need to stop taking, if you're at a podcast convention about growing what you do, improving yourself in creating content, you shouldn't look at, unless it's the type of content that's encouraging criminal activity, you should just understand that you're with someone who has taken something probably from nothing, out of thin air, and created something that is widely disseminated and consumed by a vast number of people. That's a good thing. You want that. You can't just go and say because that you don't agree with him, he can't actually be in the same space as you. That's a crock of shit. Boo on podcast movement. That's right. I said boo podcast movement. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny has left the building. He's actually getting some work done. Between the time that you consume the podcast, the time you do DDP DDP yoga, and watch Breaking Bad, that's a full day, buddy. All right. The comment about Joe Rogan possibly being there. Now that the world would have cracked in half. No, man, you gotta back off that. Settle down. The fact that podcast movement reacted so poorly, come on, grow a spine. Hey, hire me on Cameo. I definitely want to be insensitive to you. If you have a roast or somebody needs a roasting, hire me to do it. I love cameos, and it's been too long since I've done one. The dry spell continues. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. I can roast somebody as politely or as mean as you want me to. You let me know in the comments what you want me to do, and off you go. Or if you just want me to be sweet as peaches to your dear old mother who just has a crush on me. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. God bless Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid NEV. Terrific business right here, smack dab in the middle of Grand Rapids. If you are local to West Michigan, that's where you need to take your cars to get them repaired. Domestic, Asian, European, except Volkswagen. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. ervines.com. A&E Heating and Cooling. If you need your HVAC system worked on anytime, maybe for scheduled maintenance or an emergency fix, reach out 616-516-8579 for A&E Heating and Cooling. Great group of people over there. They will help you and get you up and running. Or if you need a new install of a furnace or air conditioner, they will install the best brand known to man, the Comfort Maker. Kent County Health Department is reminding you of the things that you have at your disposal with the health department. First of all, if money is tight and hunger is an issue, you can sign up for the WIC program. There's no shame in that. You pay into it your whole life when you're working. You need to take advantage of it from time to time. Keep the food on the table. Keep yourself fed. Keep the kids fed. Go to accesskent.com/health for more information. If your little ones need immunizations, you can get them for little or no cost through the Kent County Health Department if you qualify. Again, accesskent.com/health. Personal health services, things like that. Maybe you need a COVID test, an HIV test. August is also Breastfeeding Awareness Month. If you're getting set to have an infant, getting set to deliver a child, there are some important things to know about if you're planning on breastfeeding. And if you're not planning on breastfeeding, you probably should read up about it because it's so vitally important. All the information you need, accesskent.com/health. I just saw an article when I was talking about, I was reminded of it when I was talking about Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid NEV. California car ban. Yeah, there it is. The most populous state in the United States and the center of U.S. car culture, if that is such a thing, is banning the sale of new gasoline-powered vehicles in the year 2035, marking a historic step in the state's battle against climate change. I often wonder if, because this has happened. 13 years, you will not be able to buy a gasoline-powered vehicle in the state of California. The rule is forcing automakers to speed up production of cleaner vehicles beginning in 2026. The policy will not ban you from owning and driving conventional vehicles or from selling them on the used market. My first question is, so let's say a new governor takes over in California, which will happen before 2035. Can they overturn that and bring it back? I mean, is that now written in stone? The rule issued by the California Air Resources Board yesterday is forcing this all to happen. Zero emission cars, pickup trucks, and SUVs. The unanimous vote comes after Gavin Newsom set a target in 2020 to accelerate the shift from internal combustion engines. Now, look, hey, it's all about the environment, okay? It isn't about cost. It isn't about grid. It's all environment. That's what they're trying to do there. I am for this. I think I don't care about the cost of it. I don't care about what it's going to take to get the grid up to speed. For me, at this point in time, I am so knee deep in believing, and I do believe, and you can't change my mind, that climate change is out of control and it's going to kill us all within our lifetimes, that I think this is fucking great. Now, the people who don't want this to happen are people who don't believe about the runaway greenhouse gas effect. You think that I'm just a lefty, crazy idiot who's believing all the shit that's fed to me. Well, I mean, look at the scoreboard. Look at the world. Look at what we're dealing with on a regular basis. It's so bad now that when someone looks at me in the face and says, I don't believe anything about climate change, and then I don't even want to talk to that person. I'm like, it pisses me off so bad at this point in time when someone talks like that. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck is wrong with you? The transportation sector represents the largest source of greenhouse gas emissions in California, which has suffered from record-breaking wildfires, droughts, and air pollution worsened by climate change. That is a fact. Unavoidable. You can't deny any of that. It's all there's actual proof. You can look at it with your own eyes. They're not lying to your eyes. To me, people who don't believe in climate change, I'm sorry. You come off as stupid. You come off as ignorant people who would rather just bury your head in the sand. It makes me angry when I hear about it. The decision is expected to have sweeping impacts beyond California and is likely going to pave the way for other states to follow suit. At least 15 states, including New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania, basically all the other states that don't allow corporal punishment, have adopted California's vehicle standards on previous clean car rules. So I'm sorry, but this is another reason. I'm not sorry. This is another reason why Democrats have more intelligence than Republicans. They're wiser, they're smarter, they're less ignorant, and just better because of this reason right here. Republicans want you to burn. They want you to die because they want you to burn oil in your car. So they're trying to kill you. Why can't you believe that? Leanne Randolph, chairman of the California Air Resources Board, said the rule is one of the state's most important efforts yet to clean the air and will lead to a 50% reduction in pollution from cars and light trucks by 2040. That is awesome. The policy will not ban people from continuing to drive gas cars or from buying and selling them. I already read that. The rule will also allow automakers to sell up to 20% plug-in hybrids, which have gas engines by 2035. So the car that we have now, that wouldn't be allowed. It'd have to be a plug-in hybrid, which is different than a gas-powered hybrid. Well, this is great. I love it. You know who doesn't like this? Ignorant sluts. Ignorant sluts would not like this ruling. Stupid people are like John Domingo, who, of course, I knew I would draw that piece of shit out, are furious with this. A climate denier like John Gizmongo would hate this because he's an evil person. We all know this. John says, what a nitwit. Good one. Eric believes humans can change the climate. You idiot. Do you not understand how the increased CO2 increases the greenhouse gas effect and causes runaway climate change? It's simple. Children know this. You reduce the CO2, you can absolutely prevent a runaway greenhouse effect. If you would stop burying your head in the sand, you would know this. But you're an ignorant, right-wing slut. That's why we love you. John, that's why your audience is full of inbred scum who I dismissed. You know? That's why the world is the way it is. John says they can't sustain electric vehicles, so you all will be walking. Ooh, where did you buy your crystal ball, John? Tell me about what crystal ball store you got it at where you can look into the future. John's so dumb. He wrote, I don't deny climate change. I don't believe humans have an effect. That's bullshit. We absolutely caused it. You can look at the simple math as industry and cars have populated the world. You can see it on a graph how it's taken off. We absolutely have affected it. That's the only reason why. It's the main and most important reason. My God. What a dumbass. We've created the pollution that caused it. Thus, we must decrease the pollution to either keep it from getting worse or reverse it. God. So dumb. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, though, because it allows me to beat you up like you deserve. An old, feeble-minded, unmoldable, unbendable mind like yours needs to have the shit beaten out of it from time to time. All right. So I applaud California for this. I do think now you have limited time. They have to go ahead and get this infrastructure in place. They got to start now to be able to power all of these homes that are going to be supplying the energy to those cars. Okay? So I think this is great. And when it's a success, it's going to be adopted by the rest of the world. And perhaps, with a little luck, the world can end this climate problem, which is very real. With sea levels rising, before long, we won't even have a winter in Michigan. And I would just like to point out how bold and brilliant I am for putting my foot down and taking the stand that I have taken. You are all so absolutely blessed to have someone who is willing to step out on a ledge and proclaim the facts that I proclaim. You're welcome. Saucer full of pigs, which I'm guessing this is sarcastic. Thank goodness we have the boomer bunker to tell us the truth. You're not kidding. What a pack of misfits, John. Do you realize the echo chamber you've created there? I mean, it's not sustainable. It's horrible. You're like a poverty version of Ben Shapiro. I'm not much better. All right. I'll let you guys battle it out with John. I don't know what his next podcast is. Hey, how are the group formerly known as Zaniacs doing? They having a good time? Are there any swinger parties being scheduled? Have you heard about any swinger parties? How's my buddy Nick doing? Is he still screaming at his wife too much? Has he posted on Facebook any apologies about having to be a better husband? Because that was a good one. I remember some time ago he posted some long, drawn-out drama about how he's too angry and he yells at his wife too much or some shit. Fucking A. That's going to end horribly in about 2 years, by the way. Mark my words. You're going to be alone. Okay. Light at the end of the tunnel. Let me help your business. Reach out to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. I would love to talk about you on this podcast. Thank you very much. Like Bennett Flooring Installation. Slowly but surely installing all of the flooring in the Eric Zane Show podcast household. If you are in West Michigan, reach out to them and they will come to your house, measure the space, and tell you by the end of the day how much it's going to cost to install the flooring. If you want to help yourself out and save yourself some money, rip the carpet up yourself. Okay, you got 2 dogs. They've been pissing all over the carpet for years. Your house smells like shit. Get rid of the carpeting now. Rip it up. Get the room ready. Bennett will come and measure, and then they'll turn around and give you a price. It's going to be lower than anybody else. If you want full service where they rip it out for you, they'll do that too. Okay? Bennett Flooring Installation, 616-318-0167. The cheapest way to install professional flooring, to professionally install your flooring. By the way, John, side note, thank you for the jokes. They're very funny for the roast. I think it's going to be a hit. You did a very great job, and I'm very proud of what you sent. I cannot wait to send more. I need more. If you even want to insult me, I'll read jokes about me and climate change, which you're wrong about, but since it's a joke, I'll read it. Send me more. You're right. You're very good at writing jokes. If you were only that funny on your show. Why is everything so serious on your show? Why can't you joke more on your show? It's just you guys just talking shit about politics. And you just make up a point, and then Bob goes, I don't want to play guitar. What was up with that one show a couple weeks ago where he started playing guitar, and then you said to him, hey, yo, yeah, why don't you keep playing? It sounds good. He goes, I don't want to. And you said, why not? It sounds good. Come on, jam. He goes, I don't want to do it. Why? And you said, it sounds good. And he said, well, it doesn't sound good to me. Quit being a flake. Fucking rock. Jesus. The flooring I want you to have installed, buy it at Johnson's Discount Outlet. This is specific to West Michigan, obviously. They're located along Chicago Drive as you approach that little downtown Granville area. They're right behind the Little Caesars on the north side of the street. Can't miss it. Beige building, giant warehouse, small red sign. Go in there, say hello to Kent, drop the E at a U, and take a look at some of the terrific selection that they have in the warehouse. The inside of this place is not the prettiest flower. It's not supposed to be. It's a warehouse. You got piles and piles of inventory of the best top-selling brands on the market. Pick out what you want, leave with it, and off you go. It's deep discounted because they buy it in bulk, and you're not going to pay as much for it as anywhere else, including the main store down the street. There you go. Mention my name, save 10%. Bosco's Pub is our last sponsor of the day. Thank you for listening to all of these sponsors. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be podcasting. Bosco's Pub is part of Terrace Square. Go there today, tomorrow, for a burger or a drink or a Boscadilla. You know, pub food. The best burgers in town. I'm not even kidding you. They've won awards for their burgers. Cannot say enough about their burgers. Bosco's Pub, part of Terrace Square, Hudsonville, Michigan. Football owner Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys. He has a tendency to reference something that either he's trolling everybody or he just doesn't know. Sarah's going to Bosco's tonight. I'm sorry, Megan's going to Bosco's tonight. Maybe Sarah. I see for sure Megan. All right. Audio, check. Video, check. Jerry Jones on the show First Take with, looks like he's talking to Michael Irvin there. Now, he speaks hillbilly, so it's tough to understand him, but you'll be able to figure out what's going on here.
Right. I can't tell you how many times in my life when I have had it handed to me in a lot of different ways, but I went back to work, got up on Monday morning, and there it was. Glory hole. Right there in the middle of it.
So, that's a good thing? He wakes up and sees a glory hole? Hold on.
Right. I can't tell you how many times in my life when I have had it handed to me in a lot of different ways, but I went back to work, got up on Monday morning, and there it was. Glory hole. Right there in the middle of it.
So I got my ass kicked. I woke up and I went back to work, and there it was. Glory hole. I think this is an age issue. I don't think anyone's told him that that is a hilarious thing to say. If I'm understanding correctly, this has happened in the past. He has said this before. And I had another example of it, but I don't know if I can get it right now. I don't know if this article is loading up with the second time he said it too. Give me a second. I might be able to make that happen. Jerry Jones, glory hole. He's said it before. Happy 10th anniversary to Jerry Jones' glory hole quote. This is the first time that he said it.
I think that's a part of leadership, is to have some of the guys that have gone before that have been disappointed to share it with everybody involved. For me, it's a reminder. I, too, have been here 23 years. And it is a reminder. I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
Okay, so they're all laughing at him, and he doesn't know why. I guess glory hole is a term used in the oil and gas industry where he made his money. Okay? Like if you know, the fucking oil starts coming out of the hole. Hey, it's a glory hole. But no one else knows that he just thinks, the whole crowd is thinking he's talking about sticking his dick in a glory hole.
And I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
He doesn't know why they're laughing.
So I have that perspective.
They're cracking up. He doesn't know why. This one's much better. I want me some glory hole.
For 23 years. And it is a reminder, I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't.
I don't remember this.
So having said that, I want me some glory hole.
That's a great drop. That is a clean drop. And then he's like, yeah, see? Yeah, I just killed it with the glory hole. Glory hole. I wonder why they're laughing at me.
So I have that perspective.
Oh. God, is that great. Oh, how fantastic. The Cowboys PR department tried to clean that up 10 years ago, pointing out that besides the sexual connotation, glory hole is also used to describe in the oil and gas business. So it's probably an accident. But then you need to tell them, you know? After the PR department cleans it up, you know, someone has to go, hey, boss, so you reference a glory hole. You're the only person in the world who thinks that it means that. Everybody else thinks you want to put your dick in a hole and have, this is what a glory hole is. This is what you're telling these people. But no one's telling them because they're scared of the guy. You got to have somebody there say, boss, you hired me to fix your shit. You're telling everybody that you want to stick your dick in a hole at a rest stop. That's what you're doing there. Holy cow. That's awesome. Michael Irvin's like, oh, no, he's doing it again. He's referencing a glory hole. John, asshole of the day, brought to you by TC Paintball. John, climate denier. I believe in climate change. I just don't believe we can stop it. You're a climate denier. Do you spell denier D-E-N-I-E-R? Or is it D-E-N-Y-E-R? I think it's D-E-N-I-E-R. Can someone help me? John, climate denier, Gizmongo. I think it is D-E-N-I-E-R. I'm glad I think that. Congratulations, John. You are the asshole of the day. If you're not going to be with me on the Patreon, why do you hate success? But if you're not, I want you to have a great day. I want you to make it the best day. Thank you very much for being part of this show. Have fun this weekend. So do whatever you want weekend. And there you go. I got nothing else. Take care. I'll be on Big 101.3. Okay, I'm going to be doing a lot this weekend. Good to point out. I'm voice tracking Big 101.3. Hold on. Daisy. From 6 p.m. to midnight, Saturday and Sunday. You can see me on TV, WKTV.org, Saturday at 7, or come see me live at Rogers Plaza.